going, YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, welcome back to Check This Out, the show we take a look at whatever deck we want to take a look at, and we have ourselves a good old time. Today, everybody, we're finally taking a look at Fiendsmith's Yubel, a deck we've been requested for a while. It's been a while. I've got a lot of decks to go through still, but this next week's going to be a lot of decks. But we're starting off with this one because it's been on the back burner for a while. It's time to summon out Yubel, hit my opponent for some good reverse damage, combine that with the Fiendsmith's engine, and a couple other engines as well, in order to get out lots and lots of monsters on the board and do a whole lot of different things. So, we got ourselves our deck here today. We show up the combos and the wombos, the what-dos and the what-not-dos, and we'll have ourselves a good old time going with good old Yubel. So, big old shout out to our boy, the JRPG King, who has been asking for this one for a while. Sorry for the wait, but hopefully this will be worth all the wait and more. So, if you want to know the whole deck profile, as always, that's going to be at the end. YRK fire up on our Discord down below. And for now, let's go into the action. Don't forget to hit all the good buttons below. Help out the channel. And without further ado, let's get right into the action. Alright, everybody, it's time for our first opponent. Another day and another card game. I prefer to go first with this deck, just because ooh, that's a pretty beefy start right there. We're going to play our Mature Chronicle, because we're a mature bunch. And we're going to start with our one-card stop to big combos, provided we don't get impermed or something. So, we're going to use some Sara D. Lotus, and we're going to summon out the Spirit of Yubel. It's going to be our one-card stop, and I had to write this one down, because this is a little complicated, this combo, not going to lie. Little complicated, but basically, we're going to try and get all these Yubels onto the board, and this is going to let us do all sorts of stuff, so pay attention. So, we're going to activate the Nightmare's Pain, and we're going to use its effect, popping our Spirit of Yubel. And we're going to add Grave Squirmer to our hand. Thanks to Spirit's effect, it was destroyed. I get to search a Yubel to the board. It's got to be the OG, of course, but that's what we want. So we'll summon out Yubel. And this Mature Chronicle is just going to keep going in the background. Don't worry about that at the moment. That's for later. That's for a bit later. But we're going to summon out Grave Squirmer and blow up the Yubel we worked so hard to get. Because that's going to let me get the next Yubel onto the board. We're going to get Terror Incarnate. Let's see. Now, having done all that, let's see, checking my notes. Yes, we're going to go for our boy, Reproticus. This is a very interesting tech in this deck, because you can change a monster's attributes. Very important there. So now we're going to go ahead and summon, just in case of, like, Nibiru's and things, we're going to go ahead and use Incarnate. And we're going to use Lotus. And we're going to summon out this thing. We're going to summon out Phantom of Yubel. So, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and activate, what was the next part of this? Squirmer, something, yeah. We can use Squirmer's effect, banishing him, and bringing back our Spirit to the zone that Reproticus points to. Because this way I can use Reproticus' effect to change the attribute of our Spirit of Yubel into a light monster. You know, you might be thinking this is the part where we go full-on combo. Not just yet, but we're getting there. So we're going to go ahead and use this to summon out a Requiem and do part of the combo. We're going to use Requiem's effect. We're going to bring out Lacrima. Doesn't really matter where we put Lacrima, but we're going to do her thing. And this is how this deck works, essentially. You know, we just got to send things to the graveyard, get everything prepared. And we're going to activate Requiem now, actually. Putting this on Lacrima so we can summon out Nequip Princess. Yep. Using these two. Making our Nequip Princess. Let's see. Then a grave special. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, we got to get Engraver onto the board. And I hope I put enough time on the timer because this combo does go for a bit. But we're going to summon out Engraver, and we're going to go ahead into the next part of this, which is going into Fiendsmith sequence. Like so. We're going to go for Fiendsmith sequence, and we're going to use him to fusion summon. And we're going to summon out this guy, Aerial Eater. We'll use Lacrima and Engraver so we can make sure that we have the combo for later if we need to go full-on Fiendsmith. But Aerial Eater will be up on the board, and we're going to use his effect to ditch this guy, Unchained Soul Sharvara. Sharvara's effect is going to set this trap. That's why I can just bring this guy back later. And let's see. Unchained Yama. Yep. So we're going to go into this guy next, which is Unchained Soul Yama. It's going to be another very important part to just give it all makes sense in the end. We're going to go ahead and ditch, or search out, I should say, our other Sharvara. Let's see. And now we're going to go ahead into the next link using Reproticus and Yama. And that's it, to Abauku. Indeed. And now we're going to use Abaoku's effect. We're going to go ahead and discard a card. Special summoning a light monster. And we're going to get Spirit back once more. Let's see. Bring that back. Get back another let's see, make sure I didn't mess up any of that, because this is a complicated combo. Okay, so Abaku, go into effect, go into Spirit. Ariel and Burger to Yubel, Unchange. Oh, wait, I was supposed to Unchain Pop somebody. Oh, no, I messed the combo up. No, wait, no. Ariel, Eaters, Banishing. Couple of these. Right? I might have messed it up slightly. That is a possibility. I want to know. Let's see. Actually, hold on. Remind me how Yama works. Yeah, it's part of this is Yama. From the hand or the graveyard. Who is in my graveyard is just Yubel. No, I can make this work still. Now we can use Mature Chronicle. We're going to remove 4 counters from this thing. We're going to pop Spirit of Yubel. This will activate the effects of Spirit of Yubel. And it'll affect the effect of Yama. So not exactly the perfect combo I was looking for, but... Oh, shoot. I used Yama second. Yeah. Okay, so bring back Spirit. We will not pop one of our cards. And then we'll bring back Yubel. Okay. Alright, see, I didn't mess that up. Are you kidding me? I know what I'm doing. Alright. We'll summon out this guy. This is Varudras, the final bringer of end times. Nice little negate if we happen to need it. We'll go ahead and set ourselves a super polymerization. And we are Gucci for now. Not bad. Not bad at all. So Abaoku will come back at the end phase. That way this will let me... what was the thing? I can draw cards on the different numbers of different types on the board. Go from there. What are we up against? Spellbooks. Ooh. Spellbooks are cool. Spellbooks are neat. 1, 2... Well, we only have 2 different types, so I still get to draw 2 cards. That's still pretty good. I just remembered. Charmers got new support, didn't they? First, all you control a spellcaster. I probably should stop that. Just, let's see. Let me think about this. Yeah, ditch Yubel. See where things go from there. And destroy a card on the field. Yeah. Attach another material. Oh, I have to pop my own card. That's right. I guess Ariel Eater. Just because he can chill in the graveyard for now, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But I still have Abaoku. I can negate stuff with that. And let's see here. You're going to go for Blue Boy, you say. I feel like I should stop Blue Boy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to use Phantom Yubel's effect. I'm going to force him to pop a Yubel in my deck, being the Spirit, which will then activate and summon out Yubel, and my opponent surrenders. Alright, well, I'm a little disappointed because I was hoping to see more of the new Charmer stuff, but I guess we'll have to do that deck ourselves to get the full layout. But this is essentially what our deck wants to do, like the more or less the optimal combo. I think it was pretty darn close for, just bare minimum practice of this. But we got Yubel doing its thing. We summoned out a big old Xyz monster. We had Abaoku, the Lightless Shadow going. And we had a pretty beefy setup. I mean, I had Poly ready to super Poly my opponent and go into, our other fusion, everything. So, I think that's good for, showing up. This is what deck wants to do. So, let's go after duel number 2. Show off more what this deck can do. Show off some of the other cards in the extra deck, some of the other combos and things. Have ourselves a good one for it. Let's go. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. And then just remember, there was another cool thing. I probably could have done this the last duel, but there's another cool thing you can do with the Unchains in here. So I'm going to try to do that too. Our opening hand is insanely buff. Like, insufferably so. So, my mouse. I gotta get a new mouse or something. This one is, like, dying or something. Come on, click the button. There we go. Terraforming. We use that to get ourselves our Nightmare Throne. Very neat card. It lets me search out my Samsara Lotus. Come on, mouse, don't die on me yet. Add me the plant. Add plant. Thank you. Okay. Somehow this... I'm going to make this mouse work for me one way or the other. Anyway, We're going to summon our Samsara Lotus, and we're going to use its effect, much the same as we started with before. You'd like to start with the Lotus, if you can't start with, like, Beckoning Beast as well. That's another starter in this deck. But Samsara is, like, the best starter in the deck. So we're going to use our Spirit of Yubel. Going to go ahead and use its effect, get ourselves another Nightmare Pen, set upon our board. And I have the full Fiendsmith combo, too. We'll see where this is going to go. We'll see, indeed. We're going to use our Nightmare Pain, much the same. Going to go ahead and pop and get ourselves a Grave Squirmy. Going to go ahead and that. And this is going to activate a couple different things. So, first off, if the Barn Marsh will work, Spirit of Yubel, of course, will summon Yubel. However, our Nightmare Throne will now add ourselves Incarnate to the board. And I can summon this without worrying about its summoning condition or anything like that. So it's a really nice way of just getting more monsters on the board. More stuff. I can use it for links and things. The whole shebang. The whole shebingle. So we'll summon out these two. And, let me think about this. That would be really neat. Let me think about that. I'm going to activate our Gruesome Grave Squirmy. We're going to summon him onto the board. And we're going to pop. Because I want to do different things with it. I want to do like the same combo over and over again. That'd be boring. I want to do different stuff. We're going to summon out Yubel, the ultimate nightmare. The ultimate penultimate in the deck. And with that being said, what else do I want to do? I want to make Yama. Yes. No. Yes. No. Thinking about this. Because what I want to do is I want to summon out my Rage. I want my Rage in a cage. That would be my preference here. So it's going to activate the opening of the Spirit Gates. Let's see where we go from there. We get our Dark Beckoning Beast. And then I can let's see, double check something. Except for Fiends, that's fine. Doesn't matter to me too much. I can work with a lot of things. So we're going to pop Yubel here. Summoning out our boy, Unchained Soul of Sharvara. Yubel got popped, so... Wait. Oh yeah, I can bring back Incarnate, can't I? Do I really need to? No. But it sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, because I make they work even better. So we're gonna go ahead and summon out, using Unchained Soul of Sharvara and Yara Incarnate. We're summoning out our boy, Unchained Soul of Rage. Decide to Sharvara's effect. Let me bring back that trap just to... If I need an emergency monster or what have you may. We're going to activate the opening of the Spiritual Gates, discarding our Dark Beckoning boy. And this will let me summon back... It doesn't really matter who. Not really. Not especially. But with this, let's see. 2 monster, more Fiend monster. That is true. That is true. The more important thing, though, is to get Yama up on the board. So let's go ahead and do that. Get our boy Yama. Use Yama's effect. Get myself another Unchained from the deck. So we deck thin. Very good. I'm not locked into anything during all this, by the way. I just want to stress that there's no locking down of any way, shape, or form in any of this combo. But let's go ahead and get Incarnate and OG Yubel back. Just in case I need them for later. We'll go ahead and get our fan... Actually, did I just totally botch that? Are both of my spirits in the graveyard? Okay, no, they're not. Okay, good. I thought I made a misplay there for a second. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to summon out Abalku. Like so. Bring out Abalku. Very nice. And let's see here. I could summon a Light Dark, but I think we're good. Let's activate the Fiendsmith combo. On top of everything else. Actually, this won't be like the full-on combo at all, will it? Be a start to it, though. I can still... Okay, yeah, I can still do this thing. I can still do a thing. Who says I can't do a thing? Come on. Come on. Who said I can't? I can do whatever I want. That's what I'm going to do. But this is cool, because now we have Rage in the graveyard, and I have Yama in the graveyard. The whole point of that is if a Fiend of mine gets destroyed... I'm going to be able to use Yama's effect to bring back Solar Rage. And if y'all don't know, Solar Rage lets me link with my opponent's stuff on their turn for a Dark. So that way, if I, as an emergency sort of thing, I can bring back, what's-his-face? I bring back Rage, link off into SP Little Knight. Yep. We'll keep this one. We'll keep this part like relatively simplistic. And by relatively simplistic, I mean I'm gonna summon out sequence and go for that one big dude. And we should be relatively okay. I mean, he didn't Nibiru me at any point, so that's pretty good. So let's go boom, a boom, and a boom. And put that boy right here. Hopefully Mech Knights are not involved. That would be hilarious if it was. That'd be pretty nutty if this dude had mother flippin' Mech Knights. Although, to be fair, I'm trying Mech Knights over on Master Duel, so I couldn't judge him either way. But opening board looks pretty solid. Pretty solid indeed. So we'll end our turn for now. That's what I thought. I thought he was going to bury me for the second. Now, I was prepared for it, but still. Alright, but we have ourselves a pretty nice board. We have Abaoku. I can just pop a card on the board by discarding my Unchained Sarvara. I've got up to 2 negates thanks to Desiree. I've got Yubel, the Ultimate Nightmares on the board, so that's pretty neat. And of course I have Phantom of Yubel. So, all's... Never mind, we're doomed. We're doomed! What is this? Mikanko Spankies. I should have known. Alright, so... The best laid plans. It's always Super Poly. Always Super Poly that ruins our plans. There's nothing we can do about it. I'm curious what he's gonna sync or fusion into though. What does this do? End of battle, target a card on the field, turn the head, cards to the grave, target a Mikanko in the grave, summon it, equip this card, banish release the field. Freaking modern Mikanko Spankies! I'm not a big fan of Mikanko Spankos. Mostly because they stole, like, Lionheart's whole shtick. Anyway, so Abaoku is gone, which is unfortunate. But Fiendsmith Desire goes off. So I'm going to return my guy to there, and then just send Drakus Depelia back to the extra deck. Now, this will activate, and that'll allow him to do that. That's true. No, I don't trust you. I'm just gonna negate Drakus Depelia so I can keep my Phantom Yubel's effect going. Yeah, so, or not to the extra, you just go to the graveyard. Either way. Still not great. Actually, this is an interesting question I have to ask. This is an interesting one, because I have no attack points. My monsters have 0 attack, and this is Mikanko's. I mean, granted, he probably has Kaiju's. Things of that nature. What is he doing? He's targeting my Yubel, you say. Let's wait for that to resolve, and when he activates it again, I might be able to do something here. Because essentially what he's trying to do is switch my monster for his monster. If I can stop that, I will. Yes. I'm gonna pop my own cards. Oh, wait, I can't pop my own cards because of my Arabesque. Oh! Curse you, Mikanko Spankies! Who made these cards? Evil people. Evil. Okay, regardless, what is this? This is one of the new ones. I don't know what this does. Target a Mikanko, return to the hand, the player equips a card, summoning non-illusion Mikanko. Guess it, yeah, they're okay. Let's see here. My guy did go back to the extra deck. I mean, I guess this is just gonna get me out like Incarnate? Or I guess I can also get Spirit of Yubel to my hand. Why not? Sure. Why not? I don't see a problem with this. I mean, again, the trick here is that he has no... Unless he has Kaiju's. Unless this dude has a Kaiju in the hand. Like, this won't do anything? Like, you know... The whole point of Mikanko's is you attack into your opponent's monsters to do reverse damage. But I have no attack points. So, like... I don't know where this is gonna go here. Also, of course, you can just do this again, huh? Summon a Conko, different name. This gets you another card. Yep. It's an interesting scenario, this is, really. I'm still annoyed at Mikanko's existence, but... Really, it's what it is. I'm just annoyed. Super Poly. I like to stress, I'm not losing to Mikanko's right now. I lost to Super Poly. Because they freaking fused off my thing. What the heck is this? New ritual. Can't be destroyed by battle. Opponent takes damage. You reveal this card, add a Mikanko Spank, and then discard a card, target equip spell, equip it to a monster. Yep. As one would expect, I'm really just hoping he puts something in the middle column, spell trap wise, because then it'll get negated. That's my hope that he forgets that, but unfortunately, I don't think he's gonna be forgetting, much as I want him to. Alright. Cool. Again, the situation has not changed that you can't do damage. Unless I'm missing something entirely, like, I don't know, he's gonna go for, like, Underworld Goddess or something, maybe? Possibly. Possibly. Let's see. Let me just double check something. Oh. Never mind. It's just Yubel back in attack mode. Again. No attack point. Okay, hold on. There's something else. I forgot they had this. What does this do? And equip, chemical battle. Makes multiple attacks. You know what? Just to have interaction, because I'm sick of this guy just doing stuff. I'm gonna activate my Unchained Abomination Trap. This way I can just bring back Unchained Soul Rage. He's gonna bring back something. As soon as humanly possible, I'm gonna activate Unchained Soul Rage. Which for some reason I can't use Unchained Soul of Rage. Oh. Well, that's just... Oh, right. A double-edged sword. Curse you, Mikanko! I will never like Mikankos! Your whole archetype loses to Storming Mirror Force. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that freaking Super Poly got in our way. If it wasn't for Super Poly, we would have been fine. At least I feel like we would have been A-okay. But, yeah. This is... I never liked Mikankos, and I'm just gonna wipe my hand. I'm never playing you again, Mikankos. Never. Regardless, let's go ahead for duel number 3. Clean ourselves up. At the very least, I don't know why I couldn't use this. I guess it must have had something that prevented me... Oh, yeah, you can't target Mikankos, can you? No, I could have targeted this guy. Why couldn't I target that dude? I don't know why I couldn't target Uzuhibe, but regardless, let's go ahead for third opponent, dust ourselves off, do some more of the There's a little bit more in this deck, so I want to give it one more chance to shine. Alright, everybody, so our third and final opponent of the day, the fight and the third, the last chance of romance, all the good stuff. And we'll see where it's going to go. There's only really one thing I want to do left in this deck, and that's summon our other fusion if we can. We'll see how it's going to go. You kind of need Super Poly to make it work, but we'll see. We'll see. It's an interesting hand, especially if we're going second, although we're up against Eldlich's. Now, the Lichies do not swarm board very much, although it depends on what sort of Eldlich deck this is. We'll see. So, Eldlich, that's one summon. Gotta count the clock down on the rock. Big old lock. Okay, what do we got? One set card. How many? Just one. Okay. Serviceable. Manageable. I think I can make that work. We'll see. I also have my Fiendsmith track, so I can get like the whole combo there. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to start off with our Dark Beckoning Boy and use his effect. Try to bait things out. See where this is going to go for me. Godsend match. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's actually really, really bad. That's like the worst. Oh. Well, that's really not great. Each player can only control one attribute of okay, so I can have all the darks I want in the world. I just can't put like light monsters on the board. Okay. I mean, that's not great. Gonna have to think of something snarky to get around that. Gonna have to think of some snarky nonsense. That's what I'm gonna have to do. So, with snarkiness involved... If I made Phantom of Yubel linked off into SP Little Knight, I could banish Gozen Match and open up my everything. I suppose that's probably... A little wasteful, but at the end of the day, it's probably the best option, isn't it? So I think we're going to have to give this a shot. So we'll summon out Phantom of Yubel. Summon out SP Little Knight. I won't be able to attack directly, but I don't think that's a big issue. The more important thing is to just open up the board. So I'm going to get rid of Goes and Match. I'm going to get rid of that nonsense I don't want to deal with. And let's see. I should have summoned Yama first. But I think I can make this work. I think I can still make this work. So what we're going to do here. Make Nightmare Unicorn. Because that'll spin as... Let's see, what does this do again? Yeah. Yeah. I think this works out just fine. So we're going to go ahead and make Nightmare Unicorn. We're going to use its effect. Go ahead and ditch Nibiru, because I really doubt that he's going to use Nibiru for anything. Or rather, I'm not going to be able to use Yubel for anything. So we'll activate. Good old Fiendsmith track. Going to go ahead and search out Fabled Lure. And we'll see. I think this can work. Might not be the optimal thing, but I think it'll work for our purposes of, like, not dying. I think that'll work. So go for our Fiendsmith's Requiem, tributing that off. Get out Cream of the Crop. Okay. Use the Cream of the Crop's effect. Ditching ourselves an Engraver. Bring back the Engraver. I suppose I could have also made, like, Caesar, too. That would have also been pretty neat. But you usually only go for Caesar when, one, it's an emergency, or two, if things just go really, really, really well for you. You know? And right now, it's not, like, perfect enough to warrant that, I'd say. So let's go ahead and just go the Fiendsmith's route. So we haven't even brought this boy out yet. We'll go for that guy. Why not? Plus, this I can use to negate Cursed Eldland, so... is something to stop him from willy-nilly searching, because now that my boy doesn't have Cursed Eldlich Man on the board, that's pretty bad for them. Let's see here. Anything else I want to do here? Nah, I think I'm... Let's see. Opening the Spirit... Hold on a second. Don't I have a Yubel? No, I shuffled that back into the deck to the fusion. I'm pretty sure I can't bring back Yubel. It has to be fusion summoned. But then again, I think I can make that work too. Hold on, let me try this. I just want to see what happens. No, that didn't work. I don't know why I thought that would work, but... oh well. We'll see where it goes from here. Because if he plays anything, I can negate up to 2 face-up cards. Thanks to Fiendsmith's Desire. See, pay hitter and life points at Eldlich or Goldland spell, try to protect his hand. Yep. But he knows I can stop it, so he's not even going to go for it. Okay. Works for me. Ooh. Mature Chronicle. I can live with that. So let's activate Mature Chronicle for later. Need to get some Yubels going first. Skill Drain! Ew. Alright, well, if I only get 1 turn to use monster effects, I might as well use it now. Gross. Disgusting. Yucky. Alright. Okay, gross, disgusting, yucky man. What are we going to do about that? That is a great question. What are we going to do about that? I can go for a Bawaku, but I don't have anything to draw into. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. Because if I go for Yama, I get my Unchained to my hand, and then go for a Baoku. I'm sorry, Fiendsmith Desire, but I'm gonna have to here. Unchained Soul Yama. So I activate Yama's effect. And then, oh wait, yeah. Desire does something too. What does he do again? Shuffle light into the extra dead target card on the field and say, oh, this works just as well. Yes. So we can shuffle back our dude. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to pop one of these. Send an Eldlich from deck to the grave. Let's send this to the graveyard. Interesting. Okay. I think we can make this work out. Alright, Abaoku. Lightless Shadow. Come forth. Alright, and now I can use Abaoku's effect, Ditching Unchanged Soul, and I can pop Skill Drain. Now, he can use Necroworld Banshee to make everyone Zambos, which is... does that hurt me? Not specifically. I don't think. But at the very least, we'll have something going on here. We'll have a little bit of something. A little bit of things and things. And we'll see how this is going to go. So, we'll attack my opponent directly. See, now we have ourselves a nice back and forth going on, because now he still has Cursed Eldland. So we're not quite out of the woods just yet. We'll see where this is going to go. But we still have... Let's see, we have Yama, so if I get destroyed... I can summon out a fiend from the GY. We'll see. Shall see indeed. Let's see, what did he do? He banished this spell. That gets him... the counter trap. And now he'll use Cursed Eldland to get himself an Eldlich. Or not. I don't know why, though. That seems like a critical oversight. Maybe I'm wrong, but why would you not when I clearly have no Ash Blossoms and things? Why would you not do this? Yes, Yama, go ahead and search me another card so I have more discard fodder, thank you. Why not? I'm just really confused why he's not using Cursed Eldland. That's very strange. He can straight up get his boss. Alright, well, Abaoku is going to let me draw another card here. Back to the deck, Fiendsmith Paradise. I'm sorry, I'm just never going to use this duel. If I still had Desire, yes, but I don't, so no. But let's go ahead and summon out some Sorrow the Lotus. This has been a nice little back and forth, but at the same time, I'm so confused. Someone will have to tell me, why on earth did he not use Cursed Eldland? That's so strange. It's just really weird. You know? I mean, why play it at all if you're not gonna play it? It's weird. But, yeah, this ought to be game. I mean, I already have game between these two, but I'm gonna style just a smidge. Just a smidge. A little bit of style here and there. We're gonna go ahead and pop Spirit of Yubel. And we're gonna add Squirmy. And then we'll get Yubel onto the board, as we like to do. If nothing else... let's see, how many counters do I have? I have one counter. Monster special summon that has Yubel, or monster that mentions Yubel. Yep. Let me think about this. Is there a way for me to get 4 counters? Because that would be even better. That would be pretty nifty. So let's see. Yeah, 1 Yubel, 2 Yubel. I get 3. Not enough. Unless I use Abaoku's effect. Okay, I'm really just gonna try and gun it here. I'm gonna try and gun this. Oh no, hold on. I gotta do something first. I'm gonna use Abaoku's effect, discarding this. I'm gonna pop Zombie World. Because I'm not a fiend at the moment. I don't wanna not be a fiend. So we'll summon out Grave Squirmer. We'll pop Yubel. Gives us another... Now we're up to 3 counters. Now we're up to 4 counters. And then... I have nothing to discard. Summon Reproticus. Just to summon it out. What do you have, Nibiru now? Possibly. Hey, if you got Nibiru, just play the darn thing. Confound it, man. Don't just sit there standing on the rock. Don't just sit on a rock. But yeah, good old Loving Defender forever. Does lots of burn damage, and it does the same sort of thing Yubels do. It's tricky to summon because you either need to play Poly or you need to get your Super Poly. One or the other. So, we'll see. I'm also wishing I had more room in the extra deck for like another big Link 4. I guess. It's a toss-up between High King Caesar and just like another big old Link, that sort of thing. You can do either or. You know, I mean, this is a pretty neat card just for like stopping your opponent even harder. especially with the special summoning and whole things. And unfortunately, now my opponent surrenders. Okay. So, I mean, that's technically a win. It's not the best win in the world, because unfortunately my opponent never realized that this searches. I still don't know why he had it. It's so strange. But a win is the win, so let's go ahead with the end screen. Alright, everybody, so our Fiendsmith Yubel deck did 2 out of 3, which in my book is A-okay. You know, we were able to get out Yubels onto the board. Battle phase didn't happen as much as I would have liked it to happen, at least not in my own favor, but, you know, we did the Yubel thing, getting them onto the board. They were prepared to receive the damage when necessary. So, that all happened. The Fiendsmiths did their thing. We summoned out the Fiendsmith fusions. We did the combos and the wombos, the what do's and some of the what not do's. We did everything we wanted to do, barring the summoning of, you know, Yubel, Loving Defender, and maybe Caesar. You know, maybe consider taking out Caesar for like another big Link 4 or something like that. Possibly. But for the most part, we got to do everything we wanted to do with this deck, so I'm happy with it. So, I hope everybody enjoyed it as well. If you did, don't forget to smash up the good old like button. Consider subscribing if you're new. We're at 972. We're 28 people away. Can we get it by the end of the year? With my numbers down it, but it's possible. So we'll see how it goes. So here's the whole deck list in case y'all want to play this deck yourselves. Take it out, have yourselves a good old time with it. Just hitting your opponent with good old-fashioned Yubels. So for our main deck, we have 1 copy of the Ultimate Nightmare, 3 copies of the Rock, especially if you're going second, you want this thing. If you're going first more often than not, you don't need as much. Take it out. You have 1 copy Yubel Terra Incarnate, 1 copy of the OG Yubel, 2 copies Spirit of Yubel, 2 copies of Unchained Soul of Sharvara, 3 copies of Fiendsmith's Engraver, 1 copy of Lacrima Crimson Tears, 3 copies of Dark Beckoning Boy, 1 copy of Lurie, 2 copies of Grave Skirmer, 3 copies of Samsara de Lotus, 1 copy of Un for Un, 1 Triple Silence, 1 Terraforming, we have Monster Born, 1 Fiendsmith track, you might consider 2 if you want to, but considering it's searchable, don't really need it quite as much. We also use the Fiendsmith for other things, so, you know, it's not as required in this deck, but it's still nice. We have our 1 copy of Call by the Grave, 2 copies of Super Polymerization, 2 copies of Nightmare Pain, 3 Opening the Spirit Gates, 1 copy Mature Chronicle, 3 copy Nightmare Throne, 3 copies Imperm, 1 Abominable Unchained, and 1 Fiendsmiths in Paradise. For the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Requiem, 1 Reproticus, 1 Sequence, 1 Little Knight, 1 Unchained Soul Rage, 1 Unchained Soul Yama, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, we have Abaku the Lightless Shadow, we have ourselves DDD Wave King High Caesar, which is more of an optional thing in this deck. You can check this out for... This is basically your free spot right here. We have 1 copy of Varudus, the Final Bringer of the End of Times. We have ourselves Equipped Princess. We have Aerial Eater. We have Phantom of Yubel, Fiendsmith's Desire, and 1 Yubel, the Loving Defender Forever. For our side deck, you have things like Fiendsmith Lacrima. If you want to go for a different fusion, burn your opponent, that sort of thing, there you go. If you want to do another big old Xyz monster, you have things like Doomstar, good old Typhon here. And then, you know, you got other things. You got Unchained Abomination if you want that other big link, just in case. You have things like Fiendsmith's Argamundi, which is a big old boy, which you rarely make to summon out onto the field, but if you get him onto Desire, it's pretty neat. You have things like Abomination's Prisons, if you want to include some more Unchained in this deck. Things like Ruha and things of that nature. You can go for Prison to search them out easier. More Nightmare Pain if you find you need more than that. And then you have things like Fiendsmith's Cure, which can protect all your Fiendsmiths from being destroyed and stuff. And you have Eternal Favorite to, you know, fuse with your opponent as well. It's basically like an additional to Super Poly. It's all up to you. So, thanks very much for watching. Next time, I think we're going to be taking a look at Magnet Warriors. We have a nice one sent to us via Discord. I got a bunch of decks on Discord. Let's get them all out in a week because I'm going on vacation very soon. But until next time, everybody, your boy, Memphis signing out. I'll see you guys at the next one. Until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and you have a good one. Take care.